Greetings, Jits. It is the Friday night of Fest, and we are still not at Fest, okay? Slight hiccup. We got the yoke right here, okay? 2014 Can-Am Commander. She runs! She has a little bit of an overheating issue. Gotta swap out the gasket for the thermostat housing, the O2 sensor, one of the O2 sensors. I have a check engine light for that. And I need some CVT boots replaced. And then last but not least, we need front CV axles. I have them in the truck, just got to put them on the actual machine. Next up, Jake purchased.
This what we got here.
Yeah, why don't you let it rip?
2001 Honda Foreman 450. That's about all we know. But when you come and look at it, see, our friend, his dad, he worked on this thing, and he really just took it apart and screwed me. Because if you look, there's missing bits, there's missing bobs, and it didn't run when he pulled it apart. So we get to diagnose and figure this thing out.
Yeah, so now it's pretty much crunch time for we'd like to leave around 6-7 a.m. tomorrow morning for Bamboo. We're about an hour and a half out. So it's kind of crunch time for the two of us. We are gonna get to work, and we'll give you some dual POVs, some different things going on different machines. We got the Shitbox Chronicles ready to go. Got to be ready by tomorrow morning. Let's get her done. First order of business, I'm gonna pop the coolant line off, and then I'm gonna remove the thermostat housing because I have been having some water leakage issues coming from here, and that is causing the machine to overheat. So let me pop this off, and then we will replace the little O-ring gasket. Now that I have the thermostat and the housing off, I'm gonna take my razor blade and just gently go back and forth, make sure I have a clean mating surface for the new O-ring, and then I'm gonna reassemble her. And before we start her up, I'm gonna also try to get a clean mating surface with the razor blade on both top and bottom, and then we are gonna change this O2 sensor. And I would also like to put my CVT cover boots on. That's where we're at. Let's get at it. All mating surfaces have been cleaned and are prepped for install. This is our new gasket. This is our old one. I also made this little, I tried to rig a little cardboard gasket. I put liquid electrical tape all over it. Now, I have the correct part. So let's throw it in, and we'll throw everything back together. Just like that. Now that the new O-ring is installed, and I have checked, before anybody says it, I have checked that the thermostat works before. I threw it in, a pot of boiling water, opened right up, works as it should. Coolant line, back on. Now, onto problem number 2. When the machine is on, it throws a check engine light for an O2 sensor. So let's see if it is this one. She's not coming out without a fight. Hit it with a little penetrating oil. Now we wait a sec. It appears that I did not look hard enough. So the new boot is gonna connect this vent piece to the CVT box very nicely. I did not look hard enough at the other side. I have a CVT boot, but no vent. Front side came out really nicely, actually. Boot fits really well. Back side, I didn't do enough research, and this is totally, I'm missing the vent like I said before, and this boot, the front boot, is not the same as the rear boot. So we'll leave it like that for now, and back to the O2 sensor issue. Let's get her done. It was definitely tight. Got her undone though. New O2 sensor is looking much better. Came with a little bit of anti-seize. Very appreciated. And a nice new connector. Let's throw her in, see how she works. Testing the battery that came with the machine real quick. We got 12.4.
12.4 is enough voltage. She's cranking very slowly.
She is cranking quite. Let's do a load test. Let's stick the leads on her. Wow, cranking. Do these alligator clips work?
The red alligator clip's hooked up to it, and then the black lead is hooked up to it.
All right.
Ready?
Yep. I'm seeing all the way down to 5. This thing's toast.
Battery.
All right. Luckily, we have come prepared with a new battery.
We have this guy.
It's a little small.
But it has a good personality and the will. We hope.
And if there's a will, there's a way. So let's get this thing thrown in here and see how she cranks over after that. All right. New battery is in the machine.
Starting a little low.
She is, in fact, a little low.
But let's see if she cranks better.
Starter is no longer engaging. The joys of electronics. Where's the Kickstarter at?
Dude, give me the Kickstarter.
Light shaming. We figured out why the machine didn't want to crank. Little plus, little negative, little backwards. All right, we're just gonna breeze right over that. We never even had that. Attempt number 2. Let's get her done. Give her a crank. 9 to 10 volts all the way. Alrighty, and she cranks.
She's happier.
You.
Alright, so the original issue with this machine is that it has no spark. So we have to confirm it, because who knows if Numbnuts actually knows what the issue is, or if it's a mystery issue. So we got the plug right here. You crank it. Correct. No start. So they decided to rip this whole machine apart, but I was making sure, because KISS, keep it simple, stupid. What's the first thing you have to do? Make sure that it's not in a kill mode. And I played with this switch, and it's just loose tooth in there. So now we're going to inspect in here and see if the switch is bad. So I continuity tested all of the fuses, and they all were good. But then I was like, let's see if they're all getting the proper voltage. And I'm voltage testing, and all good, good, good. This one was a little iffy, so I skipped it, tested the last one good, and I'm like, you know what, let me not skip it. Let's really look into this. And I pulled the fuse out. Even though the continuity tested nicely, that's not a nice fuse. So now we will see what we get. And that is for the ignition circuit.
Let's replace her and see what happens. Okay, so we switched the 15 amp light into the ignition spot.
And now we're noticing we have no power on the dash.
Now we have no power to the dash.
So we're gonna switch it back and just see if we get our power back, and then switch it back to ignition and see if we have spark.
Work it. You got tools.
Okay, so we got our lights back and we put it in light.
Do we need it though?
But
why
do
don't
we
we
need
plug it into ignition?
We're gonna try ignition, crank her over, and see if we get spark.
Yeah,
Still no spark.
still no spark, huh? So the issue that we're trying to find out right now is, so he went into the switch box over here, and although there is nothing here, power button, starter button
does give power, so
does give power. So something's happening. The solenoid is most likely toast. But even though there is no real resistance on here, the kill switch is hardwired together, so they're just like spliced and tied.
Then the question is, if we hit this button and do that, will we get spark?
No, we are not. We are not. Back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board.
The latest thing that we have done is we tested the voltage coming through the main wiring harness to the rectifier on the machine. We are getting good voltage. The issue that we're having is that when we ohm out the yellow wires, which are the top 2 and then the middle in the 3 section, is when you connect all of them together in, various ways. You don't have to connect all of them together, just 2 at a time. We are getting 0.000 ohms when you should be getting 0.00, I think it's in the range of like 3 to 4. So that is the issue that we are having at the moment. And that is leading us to believe maybe it's a bad stator. We'll get back to you.
All right, so we tested the stator. There's 3 yellow wires. You want those to read about 0.1 to 1 ohm. They are within range and they are all equally with each other. So the charging system of the stator, the 3 bottom plugs, is good. Then I tested the range on these 2 top wires, which is the spark system, and it had 300 ohms of resistance. You want it to be between 450 and 600. So then I tested it with voltage while cranking, and it didn't make enough volt to have the coil receive a signal to actually send out a spark. So the stator is our issue, and that we do not have parts for tonight. So next fest, we will keep you updated.
Or I'm going to convince him to talk to the super duper evil scary parts man that charges 2 or 3 times at Fest, and we'll try to throw a stator back here. Maybe not. We'll see if I can convince him. But as of now, this machine is out of commission for this Mudfest. Very sad to hear. But next Fest, she'll be out here ripping. Next video with all the machines, she'll be ripping, so stay tuned. Check engine light came back, so I'll have to check the codes on this thing, see what's going on with there. Our van is not spinning at the moment. We're staying pretty cold. She's just been idling for a couple of minutes now, nothing crazy. And if we come around to the other side, where the thermostat is at, we still have a very, very slight leak, but I think I know where it's coming from. If you look at this bolt right here, we got some play. And I saw that there was some crap down in the threads. So what I plan on doing is, I'm gonna try to pop this top of the thermostat housing off, and I'd like to clean out the threads all the way down there, and check them out, see what's going on there, and then reseal everything up once again. After cleaning out this drain hole, or bolt hole, no longer flexes, and we are no longer leaking. I do still have the check engine light. I figured out what that's for. It is still for the wideband O2 sensor code. The first one is saying, so we have 2 codes, that P003 and then this P1172 code. That either the wideband or the, like, it's called a heater system or something like that, isn't getting power or isn't working properly. And then the second one is just saying that it's running rich because it's not reading right. So I have to figure out what the issue is on why this isn't reading right, and then the second code will go away. But as of now, what I'm kind of gonna do is, well, not kind of, what I am gonna do is pop the wheels off, jack them up, and we gotta replace both front CV axles, which are in the bed. We just gotta get it done. I had to take a quick test for school.
Nerd.
Yeah, exactly, nerd. We should be mudfesting. Left my boy Jigga Jake. I asked him if he could help me out with a task, and I said, Jake, we need to get these inner CV CV axles out now that they're toast. And I came back, and Jake had this contraption cooked up, ready to go.
It needs to be at this level of tightness. Ooh, that's...
You gotta make sure it's not hitting the rubber of the tire, or else the ratchet doesn't hold itself. You got it. Give it another click. There you go. Boy, trying to crack this thing. Ooh, you hear that? So here's how it's done. It's just wrapped together, and
that side a flick.
She's taut, and then 2 vice grips, 1 on each side, and you got to give them a little bit of room so that you can run the strap in between. Jake, give her a shock. Shock incoming. Boom. Okay, that's how it's done. We get it done around here. Next up, jacking her up. Wheels are coming off. We're sliding. We gotta bust the nut off of
You're good at jacking off. Can you jack up though?
Ooh. We gotta bust the inner hub nut off for the CV axle, and then we will slide the new ones in. and we will meet you back in a second. After getting both the axles out of the hubs, we got our new axles out here ready to be unboxed. We have our longer one, which is our driver's side front left. Then we got our shorter one, which is our passenger side front right. Now I'm just gonna grease all of the splines. We'll probably toss a little bit in each of the wheel bearings, and then yeah, the spline should be enough to get into the differential. And then I might, since it's leaking a little bit, might throw a little bit more fluid in there just because I have some on hand. I don't know how far I need to disassemble the front suspension arms, the A-arms, so I just popped. I know usually it's a lot easier if you just pop the coilover off. So pop the coilover off, and then we will see from there. I'll let you know how it goes. I have disappointing news. I even checked my emailed receipts. I bought a big lift, and I received a non-big lift Rhino 2.0 axle. So I guess the other side fits, it works well. So I guess we'll be popping this one off and then running a half shaft, just running the 2 broken ends in there, just so I have something to bolt everything up to, and we'll make sure no dirt gets into the differential on that side. So we're gonna pop this one out, install the other one, and then we'll put the 2 broken ends in on this side. And here is how the weekend for the Commander ended. Shredded both rear axles, and she still runs. You know, we're idling home right now, back to the camp. Thanks to Rhino, Rhino USA. The Commander did not have a successful weekend though. Big old fireball.